Shabbat Shalom. Why is it human nature that we often see the bad before the good? We see the flaw before the beauty. We're ready to criticize before we compliment. What is it about human nature that does this? How often have we gone to somebody's house who's invited us over to enjoy a meal with them? And the first thing that happens when you leave is you say to the person next to you, could you believe what that house looked like? Could you believe the food that they served? Why is it that human tendency is to find fault before we find the favor? Well, in this week's Torah portion of Balak, we have an example. We have the prophet Bilam, who's called by the king of Moab to curse the Israelites. Bilam is threatened by them, by their power, or maybe it's just the beauty of their community. Maybe it's just he sees how dedicated they are and he wants to destroy that beauty. And so Bilam comes, placed in different places on the hilltops to curse the Israelites, but he has been told by God, you can only say what I put into your mouth. And when he goes to curse them, instead of a curse comes out a blessing. Well, the final time, it looks as if Bilam actually has a transformation himself. It appears that he looks upon the camp of the Israelites and he sees the beauty that's there. And then he recites the words that have become well known in the Jewish tradition, a prayer we recite in the morning, Ma tovu ahalech Yaakov, how goodly are your tents, O Jacob. He sees how they interact with one another, those Israelites. He sees their dedication, and somehow he can only bless them at this moment. The Israelites didn't change. They were the same people as they were at the beginning of this process. What changed was how Bilam looked at them, the lens through which he looked. Perhaps that's what we need to do as well with people around us, to change the lens of how we see them, to see that beauty before we see the fault, to find the favor that we can before we criticize. Human nature is such that we don't always do this, and often we disappoint ourselves. Let's find that goodness in other people and to bring it up and to raise it up, to be able to share with others and ourselves. Because when we elevate others, we also elevate ourselves. That's really the blessing of all this. I want to wish all of you a Shabbat Shalom, and may you find the beauty in others, not feel that you have to criticize. Enjoy the blessings of life. Wishing you a Shabbat Shalom.